All right, let's jump into it. The most Googled relationship questions. I was super curious about this, honestly, because I was like, I don't know what people are asking about relationships. And if it's the most Googled online, I assume that most of my listeners might have some questions about it. And so, you know what? I always tell you guys, follow me on Instagram at Spencer Knock, follow me and DM me and talk about the episode, ask questions. I reply to every single one of you guys. But you know what? Sometimes I know asking a question can just be a little, uncomfortable, or maybe you're wondering something, you just don't have the boldness to say it. That's okay. That's why I did this for you guys. The most asked questions on Google about relationships. We're just going to jump into this, guys. So here we go. Number 1. This is a good question. Has social media ruined dating? Ooh, has social media ruined dating? In my opinion, quite frankly, no. I don't know if that's a hot take or a lot of people have that opinion. I really don't think that social media has ruined dating. And it also says social media and dating apps. Okay, so I don't think either has ruined dating, honestly. I think just because something is more accessible doesn't mean it's bad. I will say that it has gotten a little bit like sleazier, I would say. Like it has gotten a little bit more gray in terms of dating. It's a lot easier to just type something out and send a message than to walk up to somebody face to face and say, hey, I think that you're really attractive. I would love to take you to coffee. So honestly, I don't think it's ruined it, but I do think that you have to get out of the social media dating phase at some point. I think it's fine. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's fine to slide into somebody's DMs and just strike up a conversation. Hey, how's your day going? Hey, I love your content on Instagram. Hey, I saw that you were a blogger. I saw that you were a podcaster, blah, 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 blah. I think it's fine if you're single wanting to, you find someone cute on Instagram. I think it's perfectly okay to message them. However, you just have to get past that phase, okay? Your relationship should not be on social media, okay? Your relationship should be one-on-one. DMing and FaceTime is not the same as being in person. So I would say it hasn't ruined it, in my opinion. It's made it easier, but sometimes we can fall victim to allowing the ease of something to become the normalcy of it. And so don't let just like social media and dating apps become normal. Go on dates, have fun, live in the real world. Guys, there's a real world out there that you can live in, okay? It's not just TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I mean, nobody's really on Facebook anymore, I think, but there's a real world out there. So you know what? Go on real dates. All right. Going on to number 2. Am I in love? Ooh, this is a good question. Am I in love? Are you? I don't know. Are you in love? I would say, okay, if you were to look up, am I in love? Or if you were to look up the definition of love right off the bat, I'm pretty sure Google, I don't know, but Google would probably say something like an intense feeling, a strong emotion, right? I mean, that's probably what it would say. But in all honesty, love is not a feeling. Love is a decision. And I know when I say that, I sound super calculated and robotic, but what I mean by that is like scripture says there's no greater love than this, than laying one's life down for one another. And love will come with amazing emotions and feelings and joy in your life. But at the same time, just because there's an absence of feeling that doesn't mean that there's an absence of love. So how do you know if you love somebody is if you're willing to lay down your life for that person. I wake up every single day and I wake up every single day knowing that I'm going to love my wife. It's a decision that I wake up every single day saying, I will love my wife. No matter my feeling, no matter the circumstance, I'm going to love my life. I'm going to love my wife and I'm going to lay down my life for her. Just because that's the conviction that I have. Now, do I have fun with my wife? Yes. Do I find her insanely attractive? Yes. Do I find her personality so infatuating? Yes, of course. I love her. But I'm saying that you can't base love on a feeling because feelings fade. So when you think that you're in love with somebody just because you feel an emotion, those emotions will fade. There will be a season where it's harder. And what are you going to do? Skip out and bail out just because you're not feeling that anymore? No, that is not true love. True love is a choice. So we have to be able to choose love. So are you in love? I don't know. Are you? Are you willing to lay down your life for the other person? If it's a yes, then yeah, you're in love. If it's a no, then, it's probably not a love that's worth following. Okay, am I in love? Love is less of a feeling, more of a choice, although that choice comes with great feelings. Okay, I don't know how better to explain it. Let's move on. Let's go on. Number 3, does he like me? Does he like me? If you have to ask that question, the answer is probably no. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that's just kind of how it is. Like, I don't really know a lot of guys that hold their hands close to them. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know a lot of guys that are like not openly, hey, I like you. Or you can just tell, because most likely a guy is going to be the one that's pursuing, right? A guy's going to be the one that's going out and asking you on a date. And if you have a guy in your life and you're like, oh, I don't know if he likes me or not, he probably doesn't like you enough to be worth the time, right? I mean, is that fair? Like, if you're like, I really don't know, he's kind of flirty, but then he's kind of weird, I don't know, he's probably not worth your time. A guy that's confident and knows what he wants is going to ask you on a date. He's going to make his intentions clear, and it's not going to be a question, okay? So, does he like me? If you're typing that question in Google, the answer's probably no. Sorry, hate to break it to you. Okay. Going on, number 4, how to get over a breakup. Chocolate ice cream. Actually, that is a great breakup remedy. But how to get over a breakup. Breakups are tough. Breakups are hard, honestly. It's like, there's no easy way about it. You ever know that person that like goes through a breakup and they're perfectly fine? And you're like, did you even like this person? Like the whole time, like, were you even invested in this? But how to get over a breakup, I would say it's best to have a clean cut in a breakup. Okay. If that requires you to delete their number, if that requires you to just delete their social media, whatever, to block them, you know what, honestly do it. Because the faster that you can make that cut clean, the better it will be for you in the long run. And have great friends around you. Rely on the people. Don't isolate yourself. Don't go into a deep like coma in your room with ice cream and like movies and don't talk to anybody. Like, you can do that. You can watch movies. You can be in a room. Just bring somebody with you. Friends help everything. They help the highs of life and they help the lows of life. So how to get over a breakup, I would say make it as clean of a cut as possible. Don't stop playing games. Stop playing we broke up and then we get back together when we break up. No, if you break up, then just break up. If you decide, if you want to go on a break, I would say either stick it out and learn what it means to really navigate through a hard season of a relationship, or just break up with them. Okay. Breaks are stupid. Sorry. I don't know if that's harsh. Sorry. If you've been on breaks, listen, I'm not judging you. This is just my opinion. This is Spencer Nakamura's opinion. Okay. Going on. What are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. Is my girlfriend or boyfriend cheating on me? The most Googled questions. That's sad. That is actually really sad. Is my girlfriend or boyfriend cheating on me? This is one of those questions again where if you have to ask the question, the answer is probably not going to be what you want it to be. And I'm not saying just because you have questions, that means it's true. But I'm saying if you have to ask the question, then there's definite trust issues that you got to deal with in your relationships. Okay. Trust issues kill relationships. Okay. If you're asking, is my boyfriend or girlfriend cheating on me? That has some underlying issues that you really need to face. Okay. That should never be a consideration in a relationship. Like, I wonder if my wife is being faithful to me today. No, that should never be a question. And so you guys got to just build trust around you. You got to build trust. How do you build trust? This is a big one with me where it's like, I have, I really believe in an open phone policy. And what that is like anytime my wife wants to look through my phone, like she can. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to do, like an easy concept if you have total trust. A big question that I see sometimes is like, hey, my boyfriend or my husband or my wife and my girlfriend is super weird, like with their phone. Like I don't like what that is a big red flag to me. Maybe you have different convictions than me. Maybe like you have a different opinion, but in my opinion, there's no good reason that I shouldn't be able to give my phone to my wife for her to look through whatever she wants to look through, like literally anything. Go through anything. Go through all my conversations. And it's like, it's the excuse, like, well, I'm just a little bit more private, so it bothers me. Private about what? Like, what do you talk? The privacy means that you want to withhold information. That's what privacy is. So if we're talking about significant other, dating or married, like what information are you trying to withhold from somebody else? Now it's different if like I buy a gift for Adrian and it's a surprise. So, but like besides that, like there is no reason that your phone should be off limits to your spouse. That's kind of weird. That's actually super weird. So with me, it's like, I have no doubt in my mind that I can trust Adrian, because she's proved that I can trust her. Like she's always there for me and she always comes through for me. And, so in that reason, I can trust her, but also like she can trust me because she has my location all the time. Why? Because I couldn't care less if she knows my location. Of course she knows my location at all times. Why would she not be able to see where I'm at? So that's just my opinion on like, if you have to ask yourself if your boyfriend or girlfriend is cheating on you, I'm not saying it's yes. I'm just saying like, you got to have a conversation there. There's got to be some real discussion on why you don't trust your significant other. All right, moving on. Let's keep going. How do I ask someone out? My one tip of advice, how to ask somebody out, is to don't be weird. Like it's a normal, don't be weird. I don't know how else to say it. Like, if you see somebody, like we were talking about Instagram, and it's totally fine to DM somebody and, say, hey, what's going on or whatever. But eventually, I mean, like, how do you ask someone out? Hey, I think that you're a really cool person. I would love to get some coffee sometime. I mean, is that not, have things changed where it's like, that's not a thing anymore? I don't know. If dinner is too overwhelming for you, grab a coffee. If coffee is too overwhelming for you, then, maybe get a little bit more courage in your life. Like, I mean, honestly, if you're not willing to ask a girl to coffee, then you don't deserve her time. I mean, plain and simple. So how do I ask somebody out? Just don't be weird and be upfront and be honest. Like, hey, I think you're a really cool person. I want to hang out. The end. All right, moving on. We only got a couple more. This one, how do I build trust? Oh, we just talked about this. How do I build trust? How do you build trust in your relationship? Showing up every single day. Because when you show up every single day, trust builds every single day. It's not going to build in one single day, but it's going to build by the investments that you make every single day. I just said day a lot, sorry. But I mean, like, let's get an analogy in here. Okay, let's say, I'm trying to think of one. Okay, here's one. The first time I rode an airplane, I was pretty scared, right? I was pretty terrified because when you think about it, I mean, like this, think about an airplane. It's like a giant flying tube in the sky. I don't understand the engineering of it. I really don't. I don't understand the aerodynamics. I don't understand any of it. So I have little knowledge of what it does. And I've never experienced it before. So of course, flying at like hundreds of miles per hour through the sky at like 40,000 feet is pretty terrifying. Now I rode it for the first time, when I was little. Rode an airplane for the first time, got off. I was like, that was sick. That was really cool. The second time, maybe a little bit less nervous. But I mean, over the flights that I've had in my life, I get on a plane, no question, no doubt in my mind. Like, of course, yeah, it's just a flight. Of course it's going to work. And that's how trust is built. You're not supposed to like open up your soul to somebody on the first date and trust them with everything. But I'm saying once you get to know them, once you realize that, oh, this is a really cool person. Oh, they care about me. Oh, they're responsible. They're responsible with things I tell them. And then slowly that trust begins to build. That's how you build trust every single day, showing up every single day. And the last one, I don't even know how much time have we gone? Oh, we've been going like 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. It's been good. Okay. The last one is healthy. Oh, what do healthy relationships look like? This is a good question for Google. What do healthy relationships look like? I mean, it's going to vary from person to person, I feel like, whether, who you ask. I'm going to say this. A healthy relationship, in my opinion, and again, this is kind of just like off the top of my head, so don't like hold me to this, but I would say a healthy relationship is one that you are growing together and you're growing individually. Okay, you have individual growth in your life and you have growth as a couple. Number 2 is there is a lot of laughter. You guys are able to laugh with one another. That's super important. Laughter is good medicine for the soul. Lots of laughter, and you have a great community around you. You have a great community of people and friends. Nobody likes the couple cult. You know the couple cult? Well, where people start dating someone and they disappear forever. And you're like, where's John? I haven't seen him in like 8 months. Oh yeah, he's with Betty and they only hang out with one another. No, don't be John and Betty. Okay. Don't be the couple cult. Have a great community around you. If people don't want to hang out with you and people don't want to double date with you, ask why. Ask yourselves why. Maybe we're not that healthy. Maybe we're not fun to be around. So I would say healthy relationships look like growth, laughter, and finally, community. Boom. I just flew through those questions. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that you enjoyed them. I enjoyed it. That's fun. The most Googled questions. I mean, it makes sense why they all are Googled, but I hope that you enjoyed this episode. We got 1 episode left in our Real Relationship series, guys. 1 episode left. How crazy is that? And then we're moving on to a different series. I also announced on Instagram that we have the one and only Nathan Finocchio coming at the end of the month. It's going to be incredible. This next season of The Future Is Now is going to be next level, I promise you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Future Is Now family. If you haven't yet, write a written review on Apple Podcasts. Join my mailing list. You can find it in the show notes below. Get to my website, join the mailing list, subscribe to my channel, and leave a written review, and share this on Instagram at Spencer Knock. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on The Future Is Now.